My is the board is visible to you clearly? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So, right? So we are proving one result related to the gradient in the last class. So before that, I will recall the definitions what we discussed in the vector differentiation chapter. Right? So first one is the gradient. Just listen, don't write. So it is nothing but so the physical meaning of the gradient is the physical change of the substance is called the gradient. So it is given by the operator del. It is defined as I into dou by dou x plus j into dou by dou y plus k into dou by dou z. Right? So if you apply the gradient to the scalar field, then you will get the vector, right? So then you will get the vector. That is the gradient of a scalar field is vector, right? So next, based on the gradient definition, we have many definitions. So among them, the first one is the divergence. The first one is the divergence. So that means that divergence is del dot v. Right? Suppose V bar is any vector, its divergent is nothing but del dot V bar. Del dot V bar. So divergence means separating. Divergence means physically its meaning is separating. Suppose if divergence is equal to zero, if divergence is equal to zero, so then the vector is called solenoidal. And the vector is called solenoidal vector. So what does it means suppose in general if we take one pipe and the inflow of this pipe is equal to outflow of this pipe. So in this case the divergence is zero. In this case the divergence is zero. So that means that there is no change in the velocity or there is no change in the quantity of the substance. So that is called in that situation we say that divergence is equal to zero. Divergence is equal to zero. So that means that here I am considering one pipe, right? So in this pipe the inflow is equal to outflow. The inflow is equal to outflow. So in that situation there is no change in the flow. So right? So that means that divergence is equal to zero. Right? And also we have the negative divergence and positive divergence. So that means that when we say that divergence is positive, when we say that divergence is negative, so that means that just listen carefully, right? Suppose this is a heated rod. This is a heated rod and its temperature is 100 degrees temperature. And its temperature is 100 degrees temperature. Suppose if you put this heated rod in the room, closed room, right? The room temperature is 45 degrees. The room temperature is 45 degrees. So here what happened is the temperature the temperature transmitted from the hot body to cold body. Hot body to cold body. So in this case, right? So the temperature changes from hot to cold. So here divergence is greater than zero. Divergence is greater than zero. So that means such type of bodies, the divergence is greater than zero. The divergence is greater than zero. So same phenomena, right? Suppose the room temperature is 50 degrees. The room temperature is 50 degrees, and if you place the ice cube, in the room, if you place the ice cube in the room, what happens? The ice cube adjusts the temperature. The ice cube adjusts the temperature from the room. So in this case, divergence is less than zero. Divergence is less than zero. So right. So here divergence is greater than zero. So that means that the temperature changes from hot body to cold body. Hot body to cold body. So that is the body it is giving case, it is taking case. So this is also called source. This is also called source. This is also called as phenomenon. So this is called sink. This is called sink. Suppose if the room temperature is 45 degrees and the rod temperature is also 45 degrees. So that means that there is no change, there is no transmission of the heat from the substance to the room temperature, right? So that means that there is no temperature transmission here. So in that case, divergence is equal to 0. Divergence is equal to 0. So right. So but regularly we use this phenomena in the fluid mechanics, right? So divergence means, so that is change of the substance. So that means whether it is taking or whether it is giving or no change. If no change means divergence is equal to 0. So when the divergence is equal to 0, that vector is called solenoidal vector. That vector is called solenoidal vector. So this is the physical meaning of the divergence. This is the physical meaning of the divergence. So, but the word divergence is a new word, but the meaning is basic meaning, right? So that means that word meaning. So that is already we know this concept. We know this concept very well, right? So this is the, but this concept is related to the divergence, right? But in the case of the fluids, if di V bar is equal to 0, then the fluid is called incompressible fluid. Incompressible fluid. So that means that incompressible fluid means rho is constant. That is density is constant. That is density is constant. That is what is the meaning of, what is the definition of density? Mass per unit volume. So rho is equal to constant. Here rho is equal to constant. If rho is equal to constant, what happens? The fluid is incompressible. The fluid is incompressible, what happens? So divergence of the velocity vector is equal to 0. So right. So this is the physical meaning of the divergence. Right. So similarly curve. And the next one is, so divergence of a vector. It is a scalar or vector. Divergence of any vector is scalar or vector.
Scalar, sir.
Scalar, right? So next one is curve. So that is curl means spin. So that means rotating. Right? Suppose, right? So if you take an rotating object, right? So this is water, right? So next, suppose if we rotate the water by taking any stick or any other instrument. So then, and if you put one object in this water, and the object is rotating in the direction of the water, So that is called curl. Curl means spin. Right? So మనం ఒక మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. సో ఒక మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ తీసుకొని, సో మనము మట్టిలో వేసామనుకోండి ఏమవుతుందమ్మా? సో దీని చుట్టూ ఏమైపోతాయమ్మా? సో స్పిన్స్ ఏర్పడతాయి. సో దట్ మీన్స్ దట్, సో అక్కడ ఇసుకలో శాండ్ లో ఉన్న ఐరన్ ఉంటుంది కదా, దాన్ని మొత్తం అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటుంది ఈ రూట్ మొత్తం. సో నార్త్ సౌత్ ఉంటుంది. సో అలాంటి దాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే కర్ల్ అంటాం. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ కర్ల్, రైట్? సో సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ కర్ల్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0, so then the vector is called irrotational. Vector. So that means that so the substance not following the specified order, right? So that means that the substance not rotating with respect to the axis. So that is the substance rotating in a zigzag manner. So that is the much rotate అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. So that type of flows are called irrotational flows. Right? So ఇది మనం ఎక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చు అంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక ట్యాప్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, రైట్? ఒకసారి ఒక ట్యాప్ తీసుకొని మనం స్లోగా దాన్ని తిప్పామనుకో, రొటేట్ చేసామనుకో ఏమైపోతుంది? వాటర్ డ్రాప్స్ స్లోగా పడుతుంది. అదే ఫాస్ట్ గా తిప్పామనుకో ఏమవుతుందమ్మా? సో జిగ్జాగ్ ఫ్లో అనేది ఫాస్ట్ గా వాటర్ అనేది ఫ్లో అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. Right? So that type of flows are called irrotational flows, right? So that means that the substance not following the specified order. So that means that the substance not rotating with respect to the axis. So that type of flows are called irrotational flows. మనం బైక్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, బైక్ వీల్ ఉంటుంది. సో వీల్ కి మధ్యలో ఏముంటుందమ్మా? Right? So దీన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని this is rotating. So this is the base. So the wheel is rotating with respect to this base. So that means that this is rotating with respect to the base, this one. So this is called rotational flow. So మన మిక్సీ కానీ సో దాని తర్వాత మనకి ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్ ఉన్నాయి కదా గ్రైండర్స్ సో ఇలాంటివన్నీ రొటేషనల్ ఫ్లో సో విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఒక పాయింట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రొటేటింగ్ ఆ పాయింట్ లేకపోతే ఏమైపోతుందంటే జిగ్జాగ్ అవుతుంది రైట్ సో దట్ ఈస్ ద irrotational flow washing machines so these are rotational flows so irrotational means zigzag order right so the flow is not following the specified order that is not rotating in a specified order so right so that is the physical meaning of the curve that is the physical meaning of the curve so and next one is what is the next one unit normal vector what is the next one unit normal vector so it is also simple one so it is also simple one suppose a bar is any vector if a bar is any vector and its unit normal vector is a bar by mod a bar a bar by mod a bar so it is the simple one it is the simple one so this is called unit normal vector this is called unit normal vector so similarly like vector you can find the unit normal vector through the scalar field suppose if I is any scalar field if I is any scalar field its normal is what ma its normal is del phi its normal is del phi why because already we proved one result that is del phi dot r bar is equal to 0 so this is proved based on the tangent equation in the earlier classes right so that means that the dot product of the gradient to the that is position vector is equal to 0 so that means that del phi is perpendicular to position vector so right so that's why suppose this is the position vector this is the r bar so this is del phi right so that is del phi is perpendicular to the flat surface that is gradient is perpendicular to the flat surface that is the one of the very very important result in the vector differentiation so that we proved already by taking the tangent equation right so now so from this conclusion what we say that so del phi is called normal del phi is called normal so you can also observe this picture so del phi is called normal so right so that means that it is perpendicular to the flat surface so del phi is called normal suppose in the given question or in any gate examination if they given the scalar field phi and they ask that find the normal to the given scalar field means you just calculate the del phi just calculate the del phi that's it suppose if they ask to find the unit normal then we have to divide the normal with its magnitude so this is called unit normal this is called unit normal to the surface this is called unit normal to the surface but it is called unit normal to the vector this is called unit normal to the vector so you have to observe the differences so this is vector this is scalar so this is a scalar field and this is a vector right so but both definitions are same that is representation of the both definitions are same but in place of but in case of the scalar field we have to first we have to evaluate the gradient to the scalar field so that is nothing but del phi that is nothing but del phi so this is called the unit normal vector why I am discussing one more time is these concepts are very 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 important so this is a very simple unit and there is a scope for getting the full marks from this unit so because of that one more time I am remembering you right so this is the basic definition to the unit normal vector so right so next one is angle between the two surfaces so after this discussion we will start the problem no problem right so first we have to listen so suppose phi1 is one surface phi2 is another surface already we calculated the angle between the two vectors in our intermediate level what is the formula so cos theta is equal to a bar dot b bar by mod a bar into mod b right so likewise here also if phi1 is equal to c1 is one scalar function and phi2 is equal to say c2 is one surface so now we are going to calculate the angle between the two surfaces so this is one surface and this is one surface suppose if these two surfaces are intersect at the point P now which makes an angle theta so its angle is nothing but so del phi1 dot del phi2 by mod del phi1 dot mod del phi in the similar manner we can also written as n1 dot n2 by mod n1 dot mod n1 into mod n2. Why? Because so del phi 1 is nothing but normal vector. So this is n1. So that is the normal to the first surface 1 phi 1. This is n2. So this is the normal to the surface phi 2. So this is the formula for calculating the angle between the any two circles. Any two surfaces which intersect at the point P. Which intersect at the point P. So right. So this is the formula for finding the angle between the two surfaces. So next one is the directional derivative. Next one is the directional derivative. Ma, you following or not, ma?
Yes, sir.
Right. So next one is the directional derivative. Right. Suppose this is the flat surface. This is the flat surface phi, and this is the normal to the surface del phi. And suppose this is the a bar. Right. So that is the direction vector. So direction vector. Now we are going to calculate the directional derivative. That means the derivative of the given surface phi along the direction a bar. So its directional derivative is del phi dot a bar by mod a bar. A bar by mod a bar. Right? So that means here del phi is a vector and a bar by mod a bar is a vector. So del phi dot a bar by mod a bar is equal to vector or scalar? Vector or scalar? Lalita, what ma? It is a vector or scalar? Del phi dot a bar by mod a bar.
Scalar.
Lalita.
Scalar, sir. Scalar, sir.
So it is a scalar. So that means that the directional derivative is a scalar, right? It is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. So this is the basic idea, right? So in the unit number 5. So it is very, the concepts are very easy, right? So therefore del phi dot a bar by mod a bar. So this is the directional derivative formula. So in the case of evaluating the directional derivative, the important thing is directional vector. The important thing is directional vector. So which is one of the very important concept. So that is the directional. First you have to evaluate the directional vector in the case of the directional derivative problems, right? So which is one of the very important. So but in the given question, if they given the vector directly, so there is no problem. So you have to evaluate the del phi and you have to find out the del phi dot a bar by mod a bar. That's enough. But in case of the indirect ways, so that means that the directional vector is along the normal direction, or the directional vector is along the tangent direction, or the directional vector is nothing but the tangent vector. So there are many different ways for in the case of the directional vector. So but we will discuss very clearly. So what I'm telling is, in the case of the evolution of the directional derivative, directional vector plays very key role. Directional vector plays very key role. So first we have to find out the directional vector in the directional derivative problem. Then after that you can simplify the given problem. So right. So in the case of the directional derivative, directional vector is very important. So that is the conclusion to the directional derivative. Right. So these are the basic concepts in the that is 5th unit. So we have the one definition in the 5th unit, that is the Laplacian operator. So that we will discuss in the coming classes. So before that, so we will start the problems related to the gradient. Already we attempted one problem related to the gradient. So we will discuss one more problem related to the gradient. So which is also one of the very important and very easy problem. Right? So write down. Start. Solve. Show that del of r power n is equal to n into r power n minus 1 into r bar. So which is also one of the very important result and very easy result. Del of r power n, so is equal to n into r power n minus 2 into r bar. So right. So del of r power n means r power n is a scalar. Right? So you have to identify that one. Right? So now we are going to calculate the gradient. We are going to calculate the gradient to the r power n. Gradient to the r power n. Right? So first, right? We know that what is R bar? What is the position vector?
Xi bar plus
xi bar
yj bar
plus
plus
yj
zk
bar
bar.
plus zk bar.
Yes, xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. So that is the R bar. Next, what is R? R means magnitude, mod R bar. So right. So the vector must be denoted by the thick letter or that is bar, right? So that is the letter we overwrite with bar. So right. So that is called the vector. But a very simple letter, that is R. So it is a scalar, right? So that is equal to what now? X square plus
Root
y
of x
square
square plus y
plus
square
z.
plus z
What is R square? So you can also write it as
square plus
x
y
square
square
plus
plus
y
z
square
square.
plus z square 4 power 1 by 2. Next, what is R square? X square plus y square plus z square. Right? Now we are going to calculate the gradient to the scalar R power n. Right? So that is and what is del plus j
N
into
to
dou by dou y plus k into dou by dou z. So now del of R power n is equal to what is that? What is the meaning of del of R power n? I into what is that ma? R power n by dou x plus j into dou R power n by dou y plus k into dou R power n by dou y. So we have to calculate the dou R power n by dou x. Similarly, dou R power n by dou y. Similarly, dou R power n by dou z. Dou R power n by dou z. Right? So next. So we have R. What is R power n? X square plus y square plus z square 4 power n by 2. Right? Is it clear, ma? Sravya, is it clear, ma?
Yes,
R
sir.
power n means x square plus y square plus z square whole power n by 2. Now we are going to calculate the del of R power n. So first consider dou R power n by dou x. Mari following or not, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So right. What is the R power n? Otherwise, you can simplify this one, right? So in a simple manner, this is n into R power n minus 1 into dou R by dou x. It is a simple manner. So is it clear, ma? Yes? Is it clear? So the derivative of x
Yes.
power n is n into
Yes, sir.
y power x power n minus 1, or that is y power n. The derivative of y power n is with respect to x. N into y power n minus 1 into dy by dx. So likewise, here also dou r power n by dou x is equal to n into r power n minus 1 into dou r by dou x. So is it clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next. So we know that r square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. Next. So differentiate with respect to x on both sides. So 2r dou r is equal to 2x dou x. Right. So what is the dou r by dou x? X by r. Similarly, what is dou r by dou y? Y by r. What is dou r by dou z? Z by r. Right? Mas Rival, is it clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we have to substitute the values in 1. So minus 1. Right? So from 1, del of r power n is equal to, right? What the first value? I into r power n minus 1 into dou r by dou x plus j into r power n minus 1 into dou r by dou y plus k into r power n minus 1 into dou r by dou z. Next, so that is equal to r power n minus 1 is the common.
Sir,
Next, I into what is the value of dou r by dou x?
n into r power n minus 1, sir.
What ma?
N into R power N minus 1, sir. You wrote
Yeah,
only
yeah.
R into
Yes, yes. So n here n, I missed the term n, right? N into R power. So here n is also common. Yeah. What is the value of dou by dou x?
X by R, sir.
by R,
X
sir.
by r. Similarly, j into y by r. Similarly, k into z by r. Right? So that is equal to n into r power n minus 1 by r. This is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Right? So that is equal to, so take the r into the numerator, it becomes n into r power n minus 2. Right? So this is nothing but what, man? So this is nothing but what? R bar, right? So therefore, del of R power n, therefore del of R power n is equal to n into R power n minus 2 into R bar, n into R power n minus 2 into R bar, right? So it is a very simple result, right? So therefore del into R power n, del into R power n. So is equal to, right? So n into r power n minus 2 into r bar, right? So this is the problem related to the gradient. Already we proved the one problem, right? So that is we are calculating the gradient to the del of f of r, right? So its value is what is that value? F dash of r by r bar, right? So already we proved that one. So this is the problem related to the gradients. Suppose if anyone having a doubt or if you not understand any line, then please ask me, no problem. Right? Is it clear to you everyone?
Sir.
Sahiti, is it clear, ma? Sahiti. Yeah. So therefore del of r power n is equal to n into r power n minus 2 into r bar. N into r power n minus 2 into r bar. Right? So this is the standard result and this is for 5 marks. So it is also one of the very very important result. Right? And very easy result also. So first you have to write the what you know. Right? So that means what are the raw materials to solve the problem. First you note down the raw things. So then after that, based on that, you can simplify the problem. So it is a very easy. So is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the next one is the problem related to the unit normal vector. Right now, find the unit normal vector. Find the unit normal. So it is one of the very important problem. Vector to the surface, find the unit normal vector to the surface x y cube z square is equal to 4. X y cube z square is equal to 4. At the point, find the unit normal vector to the surface x y cube z square is equal to 4. At the point minus 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. Minus 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. Find the unit normal vector to the surface x y cube z square is equal to 4 at the surface minus 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. Right. Right. So write down. The given surface is what is the given surface? Let us assume f or phi, whatever it may be, it is your choice. right? So if you want, we can take 5. So x y cube z square minus 4 is equal to 0. So if you have two equality, two equals, so then you can use this symbol. So it is also represent the similarity, right? So 5 is equivalent to x y cube z square minus 4 is equal to 0. Next, the given point P is equal to what is that? Right. Next, the unit normal vector to the surface phi is what is the formula? What is the formula?
Del phi by mod del phi.
Del phi by mod del phi.
Yeah. So that means that you have to calculate the del phi at the point P, and so you can find the magnitude of the del phi, that gives the mod del phi. So you have to divide del phi with its magnitude, then it will be it is the unit normal vector. Right. Now what is del phi formula? I into dou phi by dou x plus j into dou phi by dou y plus k into dou phi by dou z. Right. Already we know the value of phi. What is the value of dou phi by dou x? What is the value of dou phi by dou x? Sandhya, what is the value of dou phi by dou x?
Y cube z square.
Yeah, very good. Y cube z square. Next, what is the value of dou phi by dou y? Tanvir, cheppamma, what is the value of dou phi by dou y? Tanvir, 12F6. What is the value, ma'am?
X is Z square.
3x y square z square. Next, what is the value of dou phi by dou z? Just we have to find the partial derivatives. Why? Because in the gradient we have the partial derivatives, so that we have to calculate the partial derivatives, right? So therefore, del phi is equal to I into what is the value of dou phi by dou x? Y cube z square plus j into 3x y square z square plus k into what is that? 2x y cube z. Yes, ma. But we have to calculate the del phi at the given point -1 comma -1 comma 2. Yeah. So just substitute the values of x by -1 and y by -1, z by 2. Then you will get the value. That is the del phi. So it is nothing but what? Please respond actively.
-4. Sir.
-4 plus j into what is value? Minus
-4.
Minus
Sir.
12, sir.
k into what is value?
Four, sir.
Yeah, 4. Yes. So therefore del phi is equal to -4i minus 12j plus 4k. Right? So the unit normal vector is del phi by mod del phi. So that is -4i minus 12j plus 4k by calculate the magnitude. So this is -4 square plus this is -12 square. This is 4 square. That is equal to minus 4i minus 12j plus 4k by what is the denominator value?
176, sir.
Yeah. So 176. So therefore del phi is equal to minus 4i minus 12j plus 4k. 11 16 ja. 11 16 ja 176. So it is nothing but 4 root 11. Right? So that is equal to minus I minus 3j plus k by root 11. By root 11. By root 11. Minus I minus 3j plus k. So 176 is nothing but 11 16 ja. Right. So that is the unit normal vector. Right. So that is the unit normal vector. So is it clear now? So it is also very simple one.
Sir,
Yeah, please. Tell me. Any problem? Any problem? Is it clear? Manisha? Is it clear, ma? Right? Say yes or no at least.
Yes, sir.
Right. Next one. So the next problem is also related to the unit normal vector. So right? So find out. Find the unit normal vector to the surface x square plus y square is equal to z. X square plus y square is equal to z. X square plus y square is equal to z. X square plus y square is equal to z. At the point minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. At minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. Minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. So here we are going to calculate the unit normal vector to the given surface, that is x square plus y square, that is equal to z, at the point minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. Minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. Right? So write it. The given surface is phi is equal to, yeah, what is that? X square plus y square minus z. Next, the given point is, must what is it clear, ma? Are you following or not? Yeah, so the given point is minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. So therefore, what is the formula for unit normal vector? So del phi by mod del phi. So del phi by mod del phi. So you have just calculated the del phi value. Then we have to simplify the del phi at the point given minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. Then you will get the del phi at the given point and calculate the magnitude. We have to divide the del phi with its magnitude. Then we will get the unit normal vector. Right? So therefore del phi is equal, what is the formula? I into dou phi by dou x plus j into dou phi by dou y plus k into dou phi by dou z. Next, what is the formula for, what is the value of dou phi by dou x?
2x.
Yes, what is that? What is that, ma? So it is 2x. Surya Kala. What is that, ma? What is the value of dou phi by dou y?
Y.
2y. Next. What is the value of dou phi by dou z?
1, sir.
1 or minus 1?
Minus 1.
Yeah. So minus is also very important. Minus. So therefore, del phi is equal to I into 2x plus j into 2y minus k bar. Now we have to calculate the del phi at the point minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 5. So what happened? It is nothing but
minus 4j minus k.
minus 2y. So
Minus
k bar
4j.
is independent of z, right? So there is not the z terms in the k bar coefficient. So it is directly minus 2y minus 4j minus k. So is it clear up to this? So is it correct or not? Yes, ma.
Yes, sir.
Next. Therefore, unit normal is equal to unit normal vector is del phi by mod del phi. So that is equal to minus 2y minus 4j minus k bar by 4 plus 16 plus 1. So you just squaring the coefficients of the I comma j comma j. So it is nothing but magnitude. So that is equal to what is that? Minus 2y minus 4j minus k by what is the denominator?
21, sir.
21, sir.
Root 21. So this is the problem related to the unit normal vector. This is the problem related to the unit normal vector. Minus 2i minus 4j minus k bar, right? By root 21. By root 21. But the problems are very simple. So right, already we discussed the basic formulas. So based on that basic formulas, just to calculate the that is just to simplify the given problem. That's enough. Then you will get the that is absolute answer. So no doubt at all. Right? Here there is no integration. Right? And here there is no formulas we applied, and that is the new formulas. Right? So we based on the basic definition, we just calculate the values. That's enough. So it is a very simple concept, right? Noted, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So write down the problem, right? So and we will discuss this problem in the next session. But these are the problems related to the that is unit normal vector. And write down one more problem related to the unit normal vector, and it is left for your homework, right? So you have to work out the problem. Then you will get the full clarity about the unit normal. But it is a very easy one. So right. So find the unit normal vector. Find the. So this is the homework now. Unit normal vector to the given surface. To the given surface, right? So that is x square y plus 2xz is equal to 4. X square y plus 2xz is equal to 4 at the point 2 comma minus 2 comma at the point 2 comma minus 2 comma. Find the unit normal vector to the given surface x square y plus 2xz is equal to 4. X square y plus 2xz is equal to 4. At the point 2 comma minus 2 comma. At the point 2 comma minus 2 comma 3. So this is left for your homework. So right. So after this class, in our free time, we have to simplify that problem. So in the next session, we will discuss about the problems related to the directional derivative. So right, don't miss.